I am convinced that individuals like Myron Gaines are those individuals who are a perfect representation of the plantation slave. Individuals like Myron Gaines hate themselves to the extent that they are in a position to defend their masters, even when their masters has already accepted the responsibility and the mistake which he has already committed. In this clip which you are going to watch, you will see why individuals like Myron Gaines are a perfect example of individuals who are not supposed to be emulated by any society which has a pride in themselves. Have a look on this script and then I am going to come back giving out my own thoughts concerning Myron Gaines and what the society it represents or individuals it represents is just a menace to the whole society.
Yo, are you saying black people can't have accountability, bro? If you say chimp out, they're gonna hit you. Like, come on, bro. Like, you're perpetuating the stereotypes of everybody says, bro.
No,
oh,
Myron.
you're gonna chimp out and punches them. Like, bro, this is why people are tired of niggas, bro. I gotta
Hold
keep it
on.
1,000.
All right,
This
hold
is
on.
why people are tired of blacks.
No, hold on. But Myron, you
Like,
don't
they can't give accountability. Imagine a world where saying, "Hey, you gonna chimp out?"
Myron,
fighting
Myron,
words
hold on.
just punched. What?
Myron, I'm gonna tell you what world that is.
Earlier on, I had mentioned the issue of plantation slaves. This is a story which I got from Malcolm X, and Malcolm X illustrated this story in a more eloquent manner. Malcolm X said, during the slavery era, when individuals were held as slaves and they were owned as property, there were those slaves who were comfortable, who held good jobs, and there were those slaves who wanted to escape, and also there were those slaves who were indecisive. They didn't know what they wanted to do. Some of these slaves, when they were sick, their masters never went to see how they were doing, how they were faring on. But when they had actually healed, they would go ahead and inform their masters that they were sick. But when their masters got sick, these plantation slaves would go ahead and ask their masters, "Are we sick?" And that's exactly what Myron Gaines is. He is that slave who, when he was facing some challenges, when he was facing tough challenges, his masters never came to his defense. And this is when, for example, his YouTube channel was taken down and he was not monetized. But now, the likes of Chud the Builder has gotten some problems. And Myron Gaines is ready to defend Chud the Builder. That's exactly what Malcolm X described. Individuals like Myron Gaines will go to some extent to defend individuals who even the white supremacists have gone ahead to deny. During the, I believe, 15th century to 18th century in France, there were individuals who would go out and initiate some fights because they believed that when you go out and you fight with your colleagues, with your opponents, you are going to be declared glorious when you win. And if you die, you would have just died and there's nothing, there would be no repercussions. These are the individuals like Jad the Builder. Since he cannot go out and initiate fights with the white people, now he has directed that animosity to the blacks or the people of Kara. People like Nicky Fuentus, individuals who seriously people despise due to his racial beliefs. He was one of those individuals who denied that you should not go ahead and just incite individuals by just you calling them the N word, just humiliating them. One of the things which Myron Gaines need to understand is that initially, probably I have some history of the American slave ownership. The blacks were counted as three-thirds, no three-fifths of a human being. They were counted as property. no individual would associate that belief. For example, whites associated these individuals as the property. And now, those whites are coming to another extent. Since the slavery was somehow eliminated, now they want to use those inciting names. No one is going to accommodate that. There are some individuals who can at least assume, but you will push individuals to some extent when they will go ahead and rebel. They will not hold that humiliation anymore. And when the right time comes, they will fight back. And that's what happened to Chud the Builder. But Myron Gaines, since he sees no problem, he is living in circumstances which his masters provided. Yeah, probably, not probably, but I know he has worked hard for his platform. But at the end of the day, it is because he is in a good environment. He is in a good circumstance. He is in a good neighborhood. That's why he believes that what some other blacks are going through is not something which he must be associated with. Another thing which I believe convinces Myron Gaines that he is in a better position compared to other blacks is because he is not a US born citizen. I believe he got the US citizenship because he was able to practice in the military. He is not born American. So he somehow sees himself as superior, which is not the case. You can see how he has been treated in several ceremonies where he thought he was invited by the white people. A good example is the Tipusa event. If I was one of those individuals who was going through that experience, there's no way, there's no way which I am going to be in some stage, in some platform, defending white people. Not actually white people, not defending white people by that, but defending racist people. Just I need to I got wrong when trying to explain that defending white people. No, defending racist people. For instance, I heard there was a space which was held on Twitter, and there were individuals who were crystal clear when it came to Myron Gaines. They said that he didn't belong there. But since he has that hatred on himself, he wants to be accepted in these environments where hostile people are not inviting him. So when it comes to defending racist people, whether it's black, white, whichever race, the extent Myron Gaines goes is not the extent even Nikki Fuentus can go ahead and do that defending. He is not ready to accommodate the likes of Chud the Builder. He doesn't support that. But since Myron Gaines believes he needs to defend his masters, and his masters will never make any mistakes, that's why you find himself in some situations where it is indefensible that you cannot be able to defend any individual in that environment or circumstance. So when Malcolm X gave out that example about the plantation slave, I have found that it could be nice or appropriate to say the individuals like Myron Gaines are a good example which can be used, which can be studied. Individuals can really compare what happened during the slavery era where individuals were classified as a property. What happened? How were these individuals behaving? Were they behaving exactly how Myron Gaines is behaving? Anyway, if you like this kind of videos, remember to subscribe, like, and also don't forget to share. See you in my next one.